So we're going to blow the shofar now. We're going to face Jerusalem, bless the Shabbat day. So we graciously give it on to us. And Most High to dwell with us and give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on this most solemn day. Ramanya Wapanya Jerusalem, stand and face Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
By Hashem?
Yahweh Shai.
By Hashem?
Yahweh Shai.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
By Hashem?
By Hashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah.
Dalanawa. By Shabbat.
Shabbat.
By Shalom.
By Shalom.
The water.
The water.
From Yah.
From Yah.
Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that gives to us the Sabbath day in peace. Thank you, so be it. Amen.
Amen.
La'ishra Matazawat, the Ten Commandments, in the Lashua Kodash. Repeat the Hebrew. La'ah,
La'ah,
Yahaya,
Yahaya,
Lakah,
Lakah,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Acharim,
Acharim,
Al-Panya,
Al-Panya,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Lakah,
Lakah,
Basal,
Basal,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Laibadum,
Laibadum,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Walakwakwath,
Walakwakwath,
Shamwa,
Shamwa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aleka,
Aleka,
Lashwa,
Lashua,
Zakar,
Zakar,
Ayawam,
Ayawam,
Hashabbat,
Hashabbat,
Lakodashwa,
Lakadashwa,
Kabad,
Kabad,
Abaka,
Abaka,
Wa Amaka,
Amaka,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Turatazak,
Turatazak,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Tara'at,
La'ah,
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 Waganam,
La'ah,
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 La'ino,
La'ino,
Shukro,
Shukro,
La'ah,
La'ah,
La'hamad,
La'hamad,
Ko,
Ko,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Lara'aika,
La'aika,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Amen.
Amen.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon their children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High thy power made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in the midst, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Bahashem Mashiach Yahushua, who art in Yah, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Heavenly Father, power of Israel, Almighty Yahweh, we come before thee on the Shabbat day, asking you to bless us and keep us in thy good graces. Abushai Yahweh, send out thy righteous angels to encamp with us this day and administer unto us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's in thy holy scripture. That we may be fortified in thy wisdom and we to be able to stand against all the wiles of Shaitan, stand and fight as a good soldier of the Most High. All this we ask in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Shabbat Mashiach Yahushai, the water to Yah, one.
Amen.
You shall be received. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All right, Akim. Truly a blessing. We're here on the Shabbat day. Going through the understanding of our heritage, our, and our holy instruction that was given unto us by Abanawi Yahweh, by our Father Yahweh, okay, on how to do everything. Most High didn't leave anything up to our own interpretation. In fact, he instructed us in every aspect of life. We went through about 4 volumes of marriage. And there still was a couple things that, we haven't touched upon yet or haven't gone into. So we're going we're going to continue and just wrap it up in this class here when it comes to the understanding of marriage. We went through the ceremonies. We went through what makes you married. Now we're going to look at a little bit of marriage within the marriage. You know what I mean? After you've gone and gotten married, a lot of times what happens is in Israel is they get together and you may, follow some of the commandments and get in there, right? But then when y'all get together, how you stay together? How do you, move forward in a righteous spirit, in a righteous household? And a lot of times we fall short. And because we fall short, Satan come in the house, and then everything get all jacked up. All right. Next, you're angry as hell with one another, and you don't even know why. All right. You worse than enemies. You see it on Facebook. You see it on, the worst things you would see said is between an ex, what they call an ex. They see that, the level of venom that being them towards each other makes no sense. Okay. But that just comes from a lack of understanding of biblical marriage, and the way it's supposed to take you, and how you're supposed to, conduct yourself in this union that's given to us by the Most High. All right, so we're gonna get some scripture, man. First, let's get Colossians 3, verse 17. We'll start out with that.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, in verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High, the Father by him.
Right, everything we do in word or deed, we do it, in the name of Mashiach Yahushua to the Most High. Because without the Most High, all things will not be created. In fact, his first creation is a Mashiach Yahushua. First of all his creations, the scriptures say. So, he is the beginning of our faith, right? So we have to understand that, going to the Most High in his name. Give me Mark 12, verse 29.
Book of Mark, chapter 12, and verse 29. And Yahushua answered him, the first of all commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Most High our power is one power.
Right, Most High our power is one power. Okay. Read on.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind,
right,
and with all thy strength.
Come on.
This is the first commandment.
Right, this is the first commandment, that we give the Most High our heart, our mind, our soul, our strength, everything. He requires everything. Okay, not part-time. So when you go to eat, you got to think of the Most High. When you go to work, you got to think of the Most High. When you deal with your wife, you got to think of the Most High. How does the Most High want me to deal with this woman? That's the way I'm going to deal with her. When you deal with your children, how does the Most High want me to deal with my children? That's the way I got to deal with them. Can't deal with them however I feel, because feelings change. But the Most High stay the same. You understand that? He don't change, man. All right? Most High don't change. You might change your mind. Some people change their mind more than they change their shirt. Constantly changing your mind. But the Most High, He stay the same all the way. All right? Give me Malachi. Book of Malachi. So you changes not?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3:6. Mm-hmm.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6. For I am the Most High. I change not.
Right, so I am the Most High, I change not. I mean, I don't change. Always been the same. Okay? You can rely on the Most High's instruction because He don't change. Not like you read the Bible one day, it's saying one thing, you go back and now it's saying something else. You know? It's been saying what it's been saying. Your mind changed. Your understanding might have been elevated, but the Bible been saying the same thing from the time it's been printed. Right? This is a 1611 edition of the Bible. 1611. Right now we're in 2017. What was printed in 1611 is what you hold. Okay? So you can't say that, man, it changed. Nah, it ain't changed. You changed. All right? Hebrews. The book of Hebrews. The one in Hebrews. Same yesterday, today, and choose. So might be it. That sound right. No, chapter 13. Yeah, that's it.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the same yesterday and today,
Right?
and forever.
And yesterday, today, and forever. Same thing for the Messiah. So the Most High don't change, the Messiah don't change. They remain the same. Our minds change, our thoughts change, our understanding changes, but they don't change. Okay? Same yesterday, today, and forever. Okay, so we get this instruction in the scriptures. It wasn't just because of the time period of yesterday. Sometimes we go through things in the Bible and say, well, it was like that back then. But it's different now. Why is it different now? The instruction the Most High gave us is everlasting. All right? He said this truth is everlasting. That's the word he used. Okay, so it's not that it has a time period or expiration date. So we got to take this instruction and apply it to our lives now. So let's get right into it. Let's get our 1 Kings 12, the 21st chapter and the first verse. This microphone sound funny. Yeah, switch these microphones. Oh, this microphone. Like, put this one. Check. Yeah, that's better, man. Come.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 21 and verse 1.
Right, read.
And it came to pass
Uh-huh.
after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria.
All right, so the bow had a vineyard. What's a vineyard? Yeah, like you farm grapes, different types of grapes, and to make wine or whatever other great product you're making. But wine was a big thing created or made or sold when you had a vineyard. Okay, read on.
Verse 2. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs.
Right, so now, this vineyard was next to whose house? Ahab's house. It was by his house hard, meaning that it came right up to his house, the side of his home, this vineyard. So Ahab looking over there, I'm like, man, this garden is like right next to my house. And it's a good garden. So he goes to the owner of the garden, which is what? Naboth, and says, listen, man, give me your vineyard. I'll buy it off you. Because your vineyard looks good. I need a place to grow some herbs. And it's right next to my house. Read on.
Because it is near unto my house, and I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it.
He said, man, I'll give you a bigger, better vineyard. But I want this one because this one is right next to my house.
Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money.
Right, or I'll just pay you for it. This sounds fair enough, right? There's nothing wrong with this gesture, this action. He said, listen, either I'm going to pay for it right next to my house, I'll give you a better vineyard, or whatever money you say is worth, I'll give it to you. Okay? Read on.
Verse 3. And Naboth said to Ahab, the Most High forbid it me.
Most High what?
The Most High forbid it me.
He said, the Most High forbid it me. What does he mean by that? I can't do this. The Most High said, I can't do this. Okay? According to the Most High, I can't do this. Read on.
That I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee.
So now we know that's the law. That's according to our law, that we can never give our inheritance over to another tribe or another, we can never give our inheritance. You had to keep it. The most you can do is lease it to someone, but then they will have to give it back. We went over this, we went over the laws of Jubilee. Okay? That we can never totally get rid of our inheritance. The most we can do is lease it for 7 years and get it back in the 7th year. That's the most we can do. All right. So here he said, listen, I can't give you this land. This is his tribal land. Okay, read on.
Verse 4. And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased.
So now Ahab, instead of him saying, "Come, thus saith the Most High," he came in his house what? Mad, upset about this. You know what I mean? He was vexed. This guy is not selling his land. He said, the land is right next to my house. But the man didn't say, I'm not selling it to you because I don't want to sell it. He said, Most High forbid. Okay, read on.
Because of the word which Naboth and Jezreelite had spoken to him, for he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers.
Right.
And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread. So
then he went home, laid in his bed, turned and looked at the wall. That cat was moving in the wrong spirits. Okay. So he in the house, no, I don't want to eat nothing. Head covered up in the corner, having a temper tantrum. Because he couldn't get what he wanted. Read on.
Verse 5. But Jezebel.
But who?
But Jezebel.
But Jezebel. Read on.
His wife.
His what?
His wife.
So this is where we're going into understanding in marriage. So now we're looking at Jezebel and Ahab, which were husband and wife. Ahab right now, he's going off. All right. He got a spirit on him. He wanted the man land. The man told him it's against Torah for me to give you the land. Because it's my inheritance. I can't give you this land. And you know that's against the Torah. Ahab know Torah too. I like this. It wasn't that something that he didn't know. He didn't care. He wanted that land. Okay, read on.
But Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said unto him,
What did he say?
Why is thy spirit so sad that thou eatest no bread?
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard.
Right.
And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel?
Right. So now Jezebel said, But aren't you the king? How you gonna let this man tell you he can't give you his land? So now, first of all, he ain't really tell Jezebel the real story. He gotta give her the lesser version.
Yeah.
But she should have said what? What?
It's against the law.
You should have said that that's that man's land.
Yeah.
Right now, what spirit is upon Ahab? Not really. That's right. Somebody just said it. He was having covetous feelings for this man's possession. He was coveting the land of Nabal. And before his wife say, "Oh, thou should not covet her," you know, husband, my lord, thou covetest Nabal's land. You know, you need this. You know, we need to face the east. We about to keep going off. Okay, that's what she should have said to him, right? Hold that and get Leviticus 19. The
book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
Right, so she should have rebuked him and not suffer sin upon him. Because right now, the spirit that Ahab is in was wicked. He should have been upset. There was nothing wrong with him offering the man money for his land. When the man told him that, thus saith the Most High, I can't give you this land, you should leave it right there. You should be kind, hallelujah. You know what I mean? We serve the Most High. Instead of that, he went in the house, what? Attitude, sulking. You know what I mean? On his feelings, effeminate spirit on him. It's all jacked up. Okay? And she came to hear the story. And instead of her playing the role of a sister to this brother, she what? She gonna boost him up even more. Let's go back to the story.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, and verse 7.
Right.
And Jezebel, his wife, said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel?
Come on.
Arise and eat bread.
Right.
And let thine heart be merry.
Come on.
I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
Mm-hmm.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with the seal.
Man, she's going off. So now what did she do? She said, rise, be merry, eat bread. I will give you Naboth's land. How's she going to give you something that don't belong to her? At no point did he say, wait a minute, sis, how are you going to give me something that don't belong to you? You going off now. So now at this point, they both going off. Right? Bonnie and Clyde right now. Okay. Go ahead.
Ahab and Naboth, they're from two different tribes. They're both Israel.
They're both Israel. It should be from two different tribes or two different families. And he wasn't able to give his vineyard, his inheritance over to that other family. Okay.
That's false man. What's a Jezreelite?
Jezreelite means anytime you Jezreel was a way they call it like Jerusalem was an area, right? So oftentimes they'll add Ite means family of. That's all Ite means. So you gotta go back to Jezreel. So he was family of Jezreel, right? So that's just talking about his family line. So they were all Hebrews. Ahab was a Hebrew, right? Ahab was a Judite, right? I'm not sure what tribe Nabal was, but he was of the family of Jezreel, right? So like, for instance, your family would be ites of your name, you know what I mean? So it will continue your lineage or your inheritance. Okay, so you often will see that ites doesn't necessarily mean they're another nation. You got to track that core name back and realize it's Israel. But Jezreel is what the Most High called Israel, a few times over in the scriptures. All right, so another way of saying Israel, Jezreel. Okay.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote in the letters, saying, proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial.
Sons of what?
Sons of Belial.
What does that mean, sons of Belial? What does that mean when you're a son of Belial? That means you wicked. That means you evil. Belial is a deity. Okay? 2 sons of Belial, meaning that these 2 men is off. They down to do some wickedness. So he said, get 2 sons of Belial, read on.
Before him, to bear witness against him.
To do what?
Bear witness against him.
So what these 2, what they were going to do? They was going to lie. So you got to get 2 wicked cats to lie, because a righteous man ain't going to do it. So he said, go get 2 sons of Belial, get 2 wicked cats, and let them what? Start bringing up lies against them. So what she's setting this, she going on to a whole conspiracy. She's setting up. Why? To get the land over to her husband. Now some people might say, it's a ride or die chick. Right? She getting me what I want. But that's not what it's about. Where's the righteousness? Right? Where's the righteousness in this household? In this marriage? Right? Read on.
Saying, thou didst blaspheme the Most High and the King, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die. Verse 11. And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles, who were the inhabitants in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. Verse 12. They proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high among the people.
Right.
And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme the Most High and the King. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died.
Damn, so she set this man up to be killed. All because why? Over the man vineyard. This is a wicked chick right here. Okay. Okay.
So when it says set him on high amongst the people, what that mean?
To first make him known, you know what I mean? To make him to set him up as a good thing, like I give him props. And then 2 people are going to turn around and what? Speak heresies against him while he's in the forefront. You know what I mean? So set him on high amongst people, mean like, make him popular, give him some fame. Okay.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 14. Then they sent Jezebel, saying, the buff is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass, when Jezebel heard that the buff was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab,
That's what she said to Ahab.
Arise, take possession of the vineyard.
Do what?
Take possession of the vineyard.
Come on.
Of the buff, the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For the buff is not alive, but dead. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard that the buff was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of the buff, the Jezreelite, to take possession of it. And the word of the Most High came to Elijah, the Tishbite, saying, Arise, go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel.
So you know Elijah's what? Prophet of the Most High. The Most High always sent his prophets to deliver his message. Okay? He saw this wickedness go down. That's why the Most High ain't sleeping. He saw this whole thing go down. And the Most High let this whole thing go down. It says, we're right to Elijah, said, go deliver this message to this cat right now. How wicked is Ahab and Jezebel right now? Right? Read on.
Verse 18. Arise, go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, which is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of the buff, but he is gone down to possess it. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Most High, hast thou killed and also taken possession? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Most High, and the place where dogs lick the blood of the buff shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine. Right,
so what? Most High said, I'm going to kill you just like your wife had the buff killed. Now, hold on. Who is he saying this to? Elijah coming to see this to Ahab. Well, hold on. Did Ahab kill the buff? No. Who had the buff set up to be killed? His wife. Who's going to suffer that? Her husband going to suffer that. Don't think he clear, because he had more than enough opportunity to set things all right. He ain't set it all right. He didn't know what his wife was going to do, but he knows she was going to do some wickedness. It's like your wife said, don't worry about it. I'm going to get that rent, honey. And you sitting up in the bed, I don't know, I lost the money at the track. And he says, don't worry, I'm going to get that money. She come in the house and throw 3 G's on the bed. You ain't going to be like, wait a minute. You going to just pick up the money and go pay the rent? Or you going to be like, hold on a minute. What did you do to get this money? You see what I'm saying? But he didn't think that way. Because a lot of time what we want supersedes what the Most High want us to do. We so concentrated on what we want. And we can't blame our wives. If we teaching our wives evil things, they're going to do evil things. Then you can't turn around and have a problem with that. Because you in cahoots with it. You know what I mean? You in cahoots with it. You can't teach your wife a wicked lesson and say, oh, that's her, she do that. Like your hands is clear. I didn't do it, but I kind of showed her what's up, but she took it that other step. I want her to be this wicked, she wouldn't be this wicked. That's on you. Because the scriptures say, dwell with them according to knowledge. Okay. As joint heirs of the kingdom of heaven. You got to instruct your wife to be righteous. You can't instruct her to be wicked, but you only want to be this wicked. You open up that door of wickedness, man. Where it lead to, you're going to find out. You know.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, verse 20.
And
Ahab said to Elijah, hast thou found me, O mine enemy? And he answered, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Most High.
Right.
Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that pisses against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel.
Come on.
And will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger.
Right. And Elijah is delivering a message of death, and I'm gonna jack your house up and everything. That's what the Most High told Elijah to tell Ahab. It's gonna be used, and it ain't gonna be pushed against a wall up in this house. I'm gonna tear this place up. Ain't gonna be nobody left up in here. Read. Tell me you at.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 21, and verse 22. And will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger and made Israel to sin.
Come on.
And of Jezebel also spake the Most High, saying, the dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Him that dieth of Ahab in the city, the dog shall eat. And him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat.
So vultures gonna take you. I mean, you ain't even gonna be buried. He said you're gonna die a treacherous death. You ain't gonna just die in your sleep and have a good funeral and a burial. It ain't going down. You're gonna die a treacherous death. You know?
Verse 25. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Most High, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. And he did very abominably in following idols, according to all things as did the Amorites, whom the Most High cast out before the children of Israel.
So now it's coming out. Ahab had all kind of wicked habits. Okay, it's coming out now. That's why he had that spirit on him from the beginning. Because if he was a righteous man, he would have checked that spirit from the time the boss said, yo, I can't thus saith the Most High. He'd have been like, come. But nah, he was like, you know, he wanted what he wanted. Right, read on.
Verse 27. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard those words, that he rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his flesh, and fasted, and lay in sackcloth, and went softly. And the word of the Most High came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, seest thou how Ahab humbleth himself before me? Because he humbleth himself before me, I will not bring the evil in his days, but in his son's days will I bring the evil upon his house.
Right. He said, you know what, since he humbled himself, realized his wrong, he said, all right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it right now, but it's going to get done. Don't think it ain't going to happen. All right? When the Most High set our judgment to go forth, it's going to go forth. He'll hold it up a little while, give you a little bit of mercy, a little bit of time, you know, because he humbled himself, but he's still going to bring judgment. So the understanding here is, listen, we have to establish our households in righteousness. Man. You can't be in the house and just be like, man, that's my wife. You know what I mean? She do what she do. Because what she do, it's going to come back to you. Everybody see that? It's going to come back to you. Somebody had to stand up for righteousness. She ain't standing up for righteousness. He ain't standing up for righteousness. Nobody stood up for righteousness in this house, right? Somebody got to say, no, man, this is not right. Whether she hear or she forbear, that's beside the point. Don't you understand that? Because you can't force anybody to serve the Most High. But you have to bring forth the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Most High. All right? You have to bring that forth. That's on you. Especially as a man of the household. That's on us to establish righteousness, to live by the righteousness and speak of the righteousness of the Most High. Then, if somebody would still want to be wicked, it's on them. But he rebuked them when she came with that, I'll get this land. What do you mean you're going to get this land, woman? That's what he should have said. What you talking about? You going to get this man's land? That's a man of the Most High in the bar. What are you talking about? You going to get the Bob's land? How you going to get his land? But he's still quiet. He's still quiet. Why? Being quiet, according to the scriptures, is agreeance. Okay. The Most High say you hold your peace. That means you agree with what's being told to you. Because you held your peace. You didn't say. Some people say, well, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't say yay. I didn't say nay. Well, you missed the opportunity to say something there. But you automatically are in agreement if you stay quiet. Everybody understand that? We can prove that. You go to Numbers 30. If you don't speak, you co-sign. Verse 3.
Book of Numbers, chapter 30 and verse 3. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Most High, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her.
You shall do what?
Hold his peace at her.
What does that mean to hold your peace? Don't say nothing. Read on.
Then all her vows shall stand.
Right. Jump down to the 7th verse.
Verse 7. And her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it. Then her vows shall stand.
Same thing for the husband, same thing for the father. Do I see that? So as a husband, if you hold your peace, when you hear them saying something, that means you co-sign. So there is no neutral. We can't be neutral. We got to say something. I ain't always got to say something. I got to just say it to the Most High. If I don't say something, I'm wicked. So I got to say yay or nay. Right or wrong, yes or no. If they defy me and still not do what I say, what are they? Their blood is upon their hands. Okay. But if you don't say nothing, it's on both of you. Okay. Let's prove that further. Give me Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Three and 16.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, and verse 16. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Come on.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
Anybody understand that? So what that mean? You see somebody do some wickedness, and you don't say nothing, guess what? You co-sign. See, they teach you something in the hood called, oh, don't be a snitch. All right? But you got to go deal with that person. I'm not saying be a snitch. Watch the man do the wickedness, let him finish, and then go back and tell somebody what he did. That's a snitch. But if you see a cat about to do some wickedness, you rebuke him on the spot. Hey, what you doing now? Right? You see my wallet fall out of my pocket, and you see my man scoop it up and stick it in his pocket. I ain't supposed to, y'all supposed to see that. Would you go with that, huh? I want to go keep it out. I want to go keep it. Yeah, what? Right? You're supposed to step to that business real quick. Stay quiet. Don't say nothing. He might stay quiet a little bit to see if he's going to give it to me. But once you realize he ain't giving me nothing, you must be on that cat. I saw what you did at, you know? Step to him. Don't step to me saying, yo, that guy just picked up your wallet, man. I'm going to look at you and say, did you say something to him? That's what I'm going to say. You saw him do it. Did you say something to him? Because the first line of defense is the witness. When scripture said, I make you a watchman, that means he make you to understand right from wrong. And everything that happened before your eyes, now you are the watchman. Because you know right from wrong. Right? You've been trained. Like you go to a job and you're security, they train you, all right, nobody's supposed to be over there, nobody's supposed to do this. You see somebody doing this, that's a problem. They train you. So now you get in the watchtower, you're looking for certain actions, certain things to go down. And if you do go down, you take the next step. That's the same thing as in these scriptures. As we learn, we're going to take the next step now. Right? We go out to Memorial Day, what we telling the sisters to do? Put your clothes back on. We don't say nothing, then we're not really being a watchman. All right? We say, we go on to the woman saying, they'll say the Most High, put on modest apparel, cover up yourself. Right? I seeing too much of your nakedness, things of that sort. Bringing it out to them, showing them this is not the way to conduct themselves. We have to do that. It's not because we don't, oh, that's the only topic you want to talk about? No, but that's what's happening before our eyes. And we are watchmen. What's the sense that we go out there teaching about the Shabbat day, right? When they out there butt naked. We supposed to deal with what is happening before your eyes. All right? Jehovah's Witness come to your house. Like you told me, don't want them in the house. And they want to talk about the 7 seals. Listen, you might touch on it, but really you're going to rebuke them for being a Jehovah's Witness. And tell them you got to keep the commandments. Come back to the Most High. That's the immediate situation right now. All right? I might go to the 7 seals just to show you don't know what you're talking about. But my purpose of going there is to rebuke you. Not to become your friends. We ain't going to be friends. And I hang out, have a beer. Jehovah's Witness and Israelite go to a bar. It ain't going to be that story. It ain't going to be that story. Nah. We're going to deal with the scriptures and get something set up right. We're going to get something understood right here. Thus saith the Most High. Because you're a watchman. And if you don't warn the people, you have not done your job. Whether they're here or they forbid, it got nothing to do with you. Okay? Get Isaiah 49 verse 5. Isaiah 49 verse 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 5.
Okay.
And now, saith the Most High, that formed me from the womb,
right,
to be his servant.
To be his what?
To be his servant.
We all servants to the Most High, okay? So what are you supposed to read on?
To bring Yahweh again to him.
Right, to bring Yahweh back to the Most, tell our people to come back to the Most High, to repent, to return unto the Father. How do you return unto the Father? By keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
Though Israel be not gathered.
And if they don't listen, they be not gathered, they ain't come back nowhere. They continue their wickedness. They say, man, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm going to the club. Read on.
Yet shall I be glorious.
Yes, I be what?
Glorious.
Yet you're going to be glorious. Read on.
In the eyes of the Most High.
You still glorious in the eyes of the Most High. Whether they listen to you or not. You see, a lot of time with man, we look at, man, he's spoken. All those people follow him. He's got to be a great, Most High got to be working with him. That's not necessarily true, man. The Most High set prophets forward to prophesy so that people would know that the wrong they're doing. Not that they're going to change, but that they will know. Yeah. They can no longer act what? Ignorant. Most High is a just power. He can't hold you to a commandment that you don't know nothing about. Why do you think there's a Bible in every house, every hotel, because the Most High gotta have his word in front of you so he can what? Judge you by it. How can he judge you by it then? That wouldn't, it's like today, there's so many laws in the penal code. Things we don't even know. Until you end up breaking one and then a police officer or somebody somebody try to just fine you for some money, bring you to some understanding, code enforcement come to your house, talking about this can't be that color. You never knew that. But they would say, hey, it's right online. It's right there, Fort Lauderdale.gov or whatever the hell it's called, right? And because it's right there, guess what? I can hold you accountable for it. You should have read it. This is why the Bible is everywhere. Right? Because the Most High can now hold us accountable for it. He couldn't hold us accountable for his word if he didn't have it. It's a just power. Not only did he have the word everywhere, he sent his prophets to go out in the streets and tell the people. He got us all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever else is out there. Israel is out there. Daily Motions, World Star. Israel is out there teaching his word. So why? So that people have no excuse, man. There's no excuse. The truth is out. And we're going to keep putting that truth out there.
All right.
There can be no excuse. So when the Most High brings judgment, you can't be like, oh man, but he really didn't know. Yeah. No, he knew. If he didn't know, he had ample opportunity to find out. He ignored the signs. He ignored the hand of the Most High. All right. He said, well, I think he said, when no man regarded, I stretched forth my hand, but no man regarded. That's what scripture said. No man regards. We don't want to hear this word. Okay. But we learned it here. We learned in that what? We can't be neutral as watchmen, as fathers, as husbands, even as wives. You can't be neutral. It ain't just a husband. Because she should have rebuked the boy when he was there laying in the bed with his face to the wall. Talking about he not eating. She should have asked him what's going on. And after he told him, he said, my Lord, thou comest from the bar's land. Let us face the east in prayer. That the Most High don't bring judgment on us. That's what she was supposed to tell him. So they're like, he got wicked, she got more wicked. She said, oh, you wicked. I'm gonna show you wickedness. I'm gonna kill that cat. Those type of marriages ain't gonna last in this kid. We gotta make sure that we establishing something in our houses. Give me Joshua. Book of Joshua. It's 24:15. Come. 24:15. Read that.
Book of Joshua.
Matter of fact, start with 14.
Chapter 24 and verse 14.
Come on.
Now therefore, fear the Most High, and serve him in sincerity and in truth.
Right, in sincerity and in truth, man. That's how we got to serve the Most High, in sincerity and in truth. What's the truth? The Lord is the truth. What's sincerity? Being honest. Okay, read on.
And put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Most High.
Come on.
And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, choose you this day whom ye will serve.
Right.
Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell.
Right. Don't be lukewarm. Don't be trying to be an Israelite on the Sabbath day and then a Hamite all week. Okay. You gotta be Israelite every day, all day, con? That's what you represent. You gotta do the Most High will every day, all day, not just on the Sabbath. On the Sabbath, you got on the most modest dress and your head wrap, looking like Princess of the Most High. And the weekdays, you got on your Jordache jeans. Right? You tight and walking up and down. Listen, we seen in Israel. That ain't how the Most High want us to be. Got your two Facebooks. Got one Facebook, conquering lion Judah, righteous brother. And then you got the other Facebook, Raheem. With your rings and your 5 watches on your wrist, chilling, blinging. And you're like, ain't that the same brother? We see y'all. We see all that stuff, man. as watchmen, we're gonna rebuke you too. Right? We're gonna make you friend yourself on Facebook. Okay. Do you know this man? Because y'all seem to be the same person. Okay. That's wicked. Why? Because you're trying to what? Serve the gods, other gods. You want to serve the Most High, but you don't want to give up those other gods. Wood and stone. You don't want to give up the bling. You don't want to give up, being envied in this world for having things. That's all this world is about, envy and vanity. You can't deal with envy and vanity and come to the Most High. So they try to do both. So he said, give up those gods and serve the Most High. Read on.
But as for me and my house.
Me and who?
Me and my house.
Me and who?
Me and my house.
You see the statement right there? For those that's embarking upon marriages and families, it says me and my house. That means it's not just you when you have a household. If you're single, it's just you. But when you start bringing forth children and husband and wife, all that stuff, now it's a collaborative effort. Now the household needs to be righteous. Everybody understand that? You don't want to be outside rebuking Christmas, come home to them lights flashing in your living room. You're like, oh, my house is all fire. You come home, you got to rebuke your own house. Right? You setting up camp in front of your, don't serve the Most High. Isn't that your own house? Huh? As for me and my house, read on.
We will serve the Most High.
We will serve the Most High. Okay. We will serve the Most High. Read on.
And the people answered and said, Yahweh forbid that we should forsake the Most High to serve other God.
Right, the people agreed. They agreed. They said, come. Yahweh forbid that we should serve other powers. Our household's going to be righteous. Okay. Let's get the book of Acts. The 5th chapter. The
book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come on.
But a certain man named Ananias was Sapphira, his wife.
His what?
His wife.
So now we got another marriage here. We just dealt with Ahab and Jezebel. So we know not to be an Ahab and don't be a Jezebel, right? Right? The brothers ain't gonna be Ahab and our sisters ain't gonna be Jezebels, correct? All right. Let's see, now we got Ananias and Sapphira. Read.
Sold a possession and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it.
Right, so now, what is this talking about? He sold a possession and kept back part of the price. Let's go up a little bit and let's read from chapter 4. Let's start with verse 32. Chapter 4. Let's see what's going on. Let's get the full story.
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 32.
Come.
And the multitude of them that believed.
That what?
That believed.
And the multitude of them that believed. What did they believe? They believed on the Mashiach Yahushua. The multitude that believed. Read on.
Were of one heart.
Right?
And of one soul.
They was on one accord, rolling in the spirit. Read on.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed.
Come on.
Was his own.
Come on.
But they had all things common.
So they came together. They were like, we about the Mashiach Yahushua. We about the movement. They brought their possessions, and no one said, yo, that's mine, you're mine. They said it all common. They put it all in the pot together. Some brought a lot, some brought a little. Everybody brought all they had. Because there was a movement going on at the time of the apostles. Okay? There was a movement going on. They was going to set out and spread the word of Mashiach Yahushua to all Israel. wherever, near, far, wherever. Read on.
Verse 33.
Uh-huh.
And with great power
Uh-huh.
gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the idol one, Yahweh Shai.
Come on.
And great grace was upon them all.
Right. So, man, great power was on the apostles. Great grace was on the people. The Most High was opening up the Spirit onto the people and just pouring out His Spirit onto us at this point in time. Read on.
Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Right.
For as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them.
They did what?
Possessors of lands or houses sold them.
What they do? They sold them. Everybody had land and possessions and houses and this. They sold them. Read on.
And brought the prices of the things that were sold.
And brought whatever if I sold it for 100,000, I brought my whole 100,000. Threw it in the pot. If you sold 200,000, you brought your whole 200,000, threw it in the pot. If you had 50,000, you came, threw it in the pot. Everybody came with all their possessions to the pot, and then what? Nobody ended up lacking. Because then the pot turned around and fed everybody. You see that? So nobody was greater than nobody. Everybody was just common. But nobody was found needing. You see that? In this society, we got next door neighbor got, 10 cars, 5 bathrooms, and you over here, you even got nothing. And they looking at you talking about good morning. I'm sure it is. I ain't got jack. You got everything over there. Right? You talking about good morning. Okay. That's the society we live in today. That's what they call a capitalist society. All right. Capitalist society, capitalism is very wicked, man. That's the most wickedest society you could come across. The structure of the economics in America. That's a whole other class. We'll break down how financially wicked America is, contrary to what the Bible says. So, according to the scriptures, our society was more of a socialist, or somebody say even a communist society. And as much as capitalism or democracy looks at communism as they the wicked ones, it's the other way around. Okay? It's the other way around. And we go, there's a whole other class breaking all those things down, but it will show you our society in the scriptures, we dealt with everything common. We had our nobles, they was another level. If you was a king or you was a prince, you had your level, but in everybody else, nobody ended up lacking. And we didn't waste. We left the gleanings for those that didn't have. We made sure everybody had. You wasn't going to go a day. There was nobody going hungry. Right now, we got people going hungry, sitting outside of a building where they just throwing away food left and right. Left and right. I mean, these hotels, how much food they throw away, these banquet halls, they throw away mounds of food. People laying right outside hungry. Right? They have a whole banquet meeting, set the table with all kind of food. One person eats one sandwich. And the rest of that food goes in the garbage. That's the kind of society we live in. I used to work in the hotel, in the buildings in New York, doing technical work, but I was in the hotels. And I would see, they would have these meetings, these banquets, and it looked like the table was untouched. And they would just roll it back out into the hallway. And if nobody don't take it, like, some of the workers we go through, they come with a bag. They start calling each other, yo! You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta come on. They call everybody start calling each other. And we trying to scavenge over it. And I'm saying, I was out there making a couple good sandwiches. I was out there too. That's top of the line food. But what doesn't get, after we even took, there would be so much food we couldn't even take it off. And what they would do? People right outside begging a quarter. You know what I mean? Begging 50 cents, trying to get something to eat. That's the kind of society we live. We got people who can't get no money. You got people burning money for heat. They got so much money, they don't know what to do with it. They got so much money to do foolishness with money. Take it and burn it. It's a federal offense to burn money. Okay? So a lot of rich people, they have like little parties, right? And they'll come together in behind closed doors and they'll burn money, right? Because, you know, it's like the thrill of doing something that's illegal, but you so rich, that's your point, that I would just throw this money in there and fire and burn it up. I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's like, what's his name? Floyd Mayweather. You gotta bring his knucklehead up. Go to a strip joint and drop $1 million. But outside the strip joint, right? Go to KOD, drop $1 million. But outside of KOD, all over the place. You know what that money could have did for that neighborhood right there? But we don't think about that. We don't think about our people. We talk about fame and that's what capitalism breeds. Fame, and people want people to envy you. You want to show your stature, your size, you know, I'm big baller, whatever the case may be. That's a capitalist mentality. And I'm gonna capitalize on every opportunity and make money off other people. Okay, that's my little rant about this society. That's on the topic. But here, the people was giving their money in, and everything was made common. I mean that nobody lacked. Everybody had food, place to stay, everything they needed. At the same time, nobody had excess also. Right? Nobody had 10 bathrooms. Right? You don't need 10 bathrooms. Right? Makes no sense. Right? Read on.
Book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 35. And laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
Right. Anybody need anything? Here you go. You need this? Oh, I need this to get a place to stay. Here you go. The money was there. Right? Because everybody gave common. You know?
And Joseph, who by the apostle was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolation, a Levite, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it, and brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet.
Right, so this man, Levite, went and sold his land and laid the money at the apostles' feet. So now we understand what was going down. So now I'll read chapter 5 again, 5 verse 1.
Acts 5:1. But a certain man named Ananias of Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession, and kept back part of the price.
So what did they do? Right, everybody was giving all the money in. They want to be down with that because they see power over there. And you will see that in this truth too. You're going to see people that want to be around the truth, but not really in the truth. And you're going to notice that. You know what I mean? But Mashiach gave us the key on that one. He told us, let the wheat and tares grow together. He's going to do the sifting. All right? We are here to teach the people, gather the people. We are here to determine who's going to the kingdom, who's not. That's up to the Most High Yah. All right? We're going to gather them. And we're going to gather some good fruit, and then we're going to gather some other type of fruit. It is what it is. That comes with the game. That just comes with the territory. You have to understand that's going to be the case. Okay. Not all Israel is of Israel, as Paul said. Okay. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. And kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it.
Being what?
Being privy to it. And brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet.
You see what's going on here? You see what's going on here? Hold on. He did this wicked thing, but his wife was what? She knew about it. What she should have did, sis? Huh? Yeah, she should have did. Say something like what? What she should have done? If you was Sophia, you know that your husband just sold the land. You know what's going down. Everybody's selling land, bringing all the money to the apostles. Your husband sold the land, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna keep this on the stash. but I'm gonna give this to the apostles, so I'm down with them. And just in case that don't work out, we good.
Yeah.
What would you say to your husband? Huh? Not to do it? Okay. That's a polite way. You say, I'll say not to do it. You say, my Lord, thou goest off. What are you doing? You see what's going on with the apostle. Everybody's giving the money. Why are you holding back? You trying to get us killed? What do you think? The Most High sleeping? Let us face the east and pray that we got to get this evil spirit out the house. That's what she's supposed to say. You're supposed to let you know, hey, as your wife, you got to say things with all due respect. That's why I always start saying, my Lord. Okay? Because the sister woman never have the authority to have authority over the man. But even without authority, you can make a statement and make it be known in righteousness. Okay? Don't watch your husband go off the deep end and don't say nothing. Because then you co-sign it. You understand that? You watch him going, you know this is wicked. You got the scripture. It ain't even like you wondering that made me look a little wicked. No, you know this is off. You know you clear. This is clearly wickedness that we get right here. And he about to take me down with him. Right? So she in cahoots with her husband, saying, yeah. Put that money over there. Yeah, hold our back, just in case these apostles don't crack up to what they say they are. That's a lack of faith right there. You're not with this group. This group was given all their possessions and laying it at their feet. You're not with this group. You should have left these guys alone. You're not ready? Leave them alone. They're at another level. Admire them and say, yo, let me give you a donation, but I'm not on your level. Right? These brothers was body, sold everything. Right? And gave, and everybody left commonly in the spirit of the Most High. Well, my second, I was shy. Read on.
The book of Acts 5, verse 3. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thine heart?
Why has what?
Satan filled thine heart.
You see that? He said, man, Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart? Meaning that when he came to Peter to bring that partial payment, he's like, yo, you so wicked, man. I know you got more than that for the land. But people underestimated the Most High. He already told Peter, this cat and I is going off. He's going to come here and drop partial money. Right? Satan done beguiled this man. Read on.
To lie to the Holy Spirit.
And then you come here and try to lie to the Holy Spirit? Like the Most High wasn't there when you sold the land? Most High was right there when you sold the land. He was right there when you told your wife you holding back part. He was right there when she agreed. Read on.
And to keep back part of the price of the land, whilst it remained, was it not thine own?
It was your land. You could have did whatever you want to do with it. Why would you sell it and come here and lie? Why would he do that? What was he trying to do, James Ron?
You said,
that's right.
When you decide.
That's right.
You choose that.
He ain't choosing. Right? You an Israelite, you still want to damn lay down a white woman. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? And justify with that, and nerve justify with scripture too. That's adding insult to injury, as they call it. You were extra wicked for trying to pull a scripture. You know darn right that's not what the Most High wants. You know that. I'm sure you came across some scriptures when you went looking for ones to try to justify yourself. But we see the same spirits are back. The same spirits are back, and you got to be mindful of those. You know what I mean? You're an Israelite, but you're dealing with Kemet. I'm dealing with both. I do all knowledge. Come on, man. What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing? Okay. Read on.
Acts 5 and verse 4. Whilst it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High.
Unto who?
Unto the Most High.
You ain't lied to man. A lot of times, people think it's, what we do as watchmen, teachers, pastors, priests, ministers of the Most High's word, we are servants. We are not the king or the great apostle, somebody that you gotta, please us. We are servants. We're here to serve you. This word, as it was given to us, we're gonna freely give it. That's what our job is, to serve. When you begin to teach, it's not for you to put yourself on a pedestal, but understand that you have to be a good servant and do your job well. And any good servant, what? They practice their craft, they make sure that they have what they need, and they're prepared to teach. All right? And bring forth wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? You go to the source. What you gotta do, you gotta study. Go to the source. What's the source of scriptures? Okay. So he's telling him, he said, man, it was your land, you sold it, it's your money. Why are you coming to tell me, give me half the money and say, yeah, I sold it for 50,000. Well, you sold it for 100,000. Yeah, I sold it for 50,000 brothers. Here's all the money.
Yeah.
And you know how it's gonna be extra, they're gonna be super extra with it. I'm laying all the money. They're looking at you like, man, this guy is so wicked. You are off. Why has Satan filled your heart? Right? We know.
Okay, Acts 5 and 5. And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost.
He fell down and did what?
Gave up the ghost.
He fell down and gave it the ghost. Most High smoked that man right where he stood. Right in front of, while Peter yet speaking to the man. The man just, oh damn. As soon as he realized his wickedness, he didn't even get a chance to repent. That's it. He's going down on the spot. The Most High did not play with the man. The Most High was vexed with this man right here. Read on.
And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
That's right. When that story got around, I said, what happened? Yeah. And then Peter said, why you fill your heart? Why Satan fill your heart? And the man dropped that on the spot. Boop. That's a story and a half right there. I'm sure fear would be on everybody's heart hearing that story. You sure he was dead? I'm telling you, man, the man was dead, man. They picked that man up to go bury him. Damn, Most High don't play. That's what a lot of our people need to see. They need to see, there's a couple times when, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I pray the Most High will put that spirit on a cat. Drop him right down the spot, man. Was that Ben Carson? When he started running his mouth, I said, he should just die right there, man. Boop. He said we was what? Our foreparents were indentured service. Boop. Right there, he would lay down. See that? That's what you get for being with Uncle Tom Negro. That's what you get, man. You were a sellout Uncle Tom Negro, man. And Most High just rebuked you right there.
You heard about the new Jason Woodlock?
What's that?
Jason Woodlock?
Nah, I ain't about that.
He's down on ESPN. He's talking about, LeBron got his house sprayed with the N-word on it.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about LeBron can't be affected by racism because he got too much money.
He's too much money to be affected by racism. See that? Who said that? Black one said that?
Yeah.
You see that? That's another cat. Say that. Who? When people say things like that, they start dropping like flies. You will see how the faith grows in Israel. You know what I mean? As soon as you say some Uncle Tom madness, wickedness, Most High just take you out on the spot. Give him the ghost. Right, give me that ghost back. Drop me on the spot. Israel was straightened up, right? Israel was straightened up overnight. Cassie, you swear you'll know they will ever wake up. They'll be the first one here. Right? Doors not even open yet. They stand outside, minding Shabbat. Ready for class. Biggest Bible. Big old Bible. Big crazy looking Bible. That's what happens, man. Because cats need to get scared straight. Right here, people were scared straight right here when they see Ananias drop. And what happened? And Peter said, "Why is Satan? Where they are?" He fell right out. That was it. Gave it a go. Most I killed him on the spot. Read on. Let's put some fair on the wives too. Come on, read on.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, and verse 6. And the young men arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him.
Bound him up, carried him out, and buried him. That was it. Thus saith the Most High. Read on.
And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, Tell me whether ye sold the land for so much.
Right, so Peter gave an opportunity. He said, Tell me. Now you knew she was going to do wickedly, but he gave an opportunity. Did you sell the land for 50,000? Right? Gave her that look. What he said, Con, right? Wrong answer. Peter gave her that look. Came to the wife, Safari, let me talk to you for a second. Did y'all sell that land for 50,000? Let's see what she said. Read on.
And she said, Yea.
Con, 50,000. She's all extra. And we brought all the money here to the apostles. Read on.
Yea, for so much. Verse 9.
That's right. 50,000. Exactly correct, Peter. Read.
Then Peter said unto her, How is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Most High?
Yeah, what? Peter's sitting there like, I don't get this, man. You thinking the Most High sleeping? How did you agree together with your husband to do this wickedness? Maybe she felt, well, my husband's really doing the wickedness. I'm just going along with it. It don't work that way. His wickedness is your wickedness. You guys are together in wickedness. And your judgment will be entertained by both of you. All right? A lot of times we try to escape that. Okay? But you can't escape that. So it behooves you to be the first line of defense for your spouse. If you know, you got to be the first one to say something. Thus saith the Most High. You need to stop that. That's off. That's wicked. You know that's against the scriptures. All right. You know that's against Torah. But if you don't say nothing, you go along with it, and then later on when the Most High brings judgment, you want to be pointing fingers, it's too late. It's too late. The first thing was, just like Peter asked him, that's how the Spirit gonna ask you. Did you not know that that was wickedness? No, I thought it was all good. Read on.
Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband
Come on.
are at the door.
Where they at?
At the door.
Read on.
And shall carry thee out.
Read on.
Verse 10. Then fell she down straightway at his feet.
That's it.
Yielded up the ghost.
And yielded up the ghost. Most High zapped her too one time. Wow, hold that. Dropped on the spot. Yes, we sold for 50,000. That's what it was. She's out of her life. That's how Most High did, because these lessons are in the scriptures for our learning. Do not try to hide behind your spouse for your wickedness. Okay? Don't do that. If anything, be the first line of defense, man. rebuke each other. In the house, get right, face the east, thus saith the Most High, and save your household. Don't be in agreement and saying, yeah, you know, and then later on, well, that's my husband. I got to do what he say. I've heard that excuse before. Right? When he's no longer your husband, you will understand why now. Okay. Because you sought to do what's wicked. We went over this, you said to love each other is to rebuke each other, cunt. That's love. You see you doing something wicked, he tell you about it, don't get upset. Take correction. Because he's telling it for your own good, for your salvation, for the betterment of your family. This is how family works. This is why the scriptures say no longer twain, but one. And you read these things and you wonder, what is Mashiach talking about? That means when you going off, she's going off. Unless she rebuke you. And if you forbid, you don't want to hear, at least her hands is clean, she told you. All right? Hands clean now. You gotta go crazy about it. All you gotta do is clean your hands. Listen, I told you. Going off. All right? Got them skinny jeans. Let's say if the Most High. Right? That could go either way too. You or her. And either one of y'all supposed to have them skinny jeans on. Okay? Unfortunately, that goes for both sides nowadays, right? Right? Neither one of y'all supposed to have it on. Y'all rebuke each other. Get each other right. So that what? That spirit of death, the spirit of Satan don't come up in that house. But if you don't rebuke your husband, you know he going off, you watch he going off, watch, most likely gonna jack him up. But you don't say nothing to him. You there whispering behind his back. Okay. Meanwhile, most likely it's gonna jack him up and you're behind too. Because you should have been his first line of defense. And vice versa. Okay. This part we have to get. It's not easy. Because this is going to cause you to go through some uncomfortable situations. You're going to have to say things, and they might be an argument. Oh, well, you will survive. Okay? It can't be all, we are warriors. That's why the Most I said we can prepare ourselves for a spiritual battle. What is the point of being a soldier that never get into a fight? What are you a soldier for? You might as well be like a chef or a tailor or something. You're a soldier, you're supposed to fight. Sometimes you gotta fight. You gotta fight the ones that's close to you. Okay. Why? Because there's a bigger battle going on, which is good against evil. Okay. Get the Apocrypha. Ananias and his wife conspired to do wickedness. Ahab and his wife conspired to do wickedness. And they both caught it. Not one. Where am I going? I'm going to Ecclesiasticus. Sorry, good is against evil. How do you start? Get a 23. 16.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 23, verse 16. 2 sorts of men multiply sin.
2 sorts of men multiply sin, cause sin to increase. You know?
And the third will bring wrath.
Mhm.
A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed.
What's a hot mind?
Temper.
Temper.
Mm-hmm.
Short fuse. Don't tell me what to do. Right? Always quick to pop off. Got a problem and an issue, want to fight. All right? Most I hate that type of spirit. Okay? Oh yeah, you know I got a short temper. Act like that's an excuse. That means you wicked, man. You need to get that thing under control. Right? People act like a temper is something like, how tall they are. You can't change how tall you are. You know I'm kind of short. Ain't nothing you can do about your height. But your temper can change. Right? If you got a short fuse, correct yourself. Okay, read on.
A fornicator in the body.
A what?
A fornicator in the body.
A fornicator in the body. Somebody that's dealing with all manner of filthy fornication and wickedness, sexual wickedness. Right? Read on.
Of his flesh
Mm-hmm.
will never cease till he have kindled a fire.
Right. So what? He gonna constantly fornicate, chasing women, doing all kind of madness until what? Until he catches death in that thing. Or cause problems, cause situations, because he has a fornication spirit upon him. All right. And that goes for all manner of fornication. Yeah, all kind of things out here in this world. Pedophile, people that give into pornography. It can take you down the lane into some sort of madness. So you gotta be mindful of these things.
Verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
All what?
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Right, so now you got a whoremonger spirit. And always trying to get the next woman, the next woman, the next one.
He will not leave off
right?
till he died.
Till he what?
Till he died.
He's not gonna stop chasing women till somebody stop him for real. Okay, read on.
A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me?
Right, who what?
Who seeth me?
Right, saying thus in his heart. So a man that breaketh wedlock. What does that mean? That's an adulterer. That looks to what? To swoop in and victimize married women. Right? Women that have a husband, you tell a man you got a husband, he's still talking. That's that kind of man he's talking right here. At that point, he's going to say, oh, you got a husband, thus saith the Lord. Bless him, bless you, bless your family, shalom. Ain't much more conversation. If he continue conversation, oh, okay, well, we can be friends, right? All right, you wicked. All right, you always out. Ain't no friend in this world. You don't need to be no damn friend. All right. Read on.
I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me.
Right, because he trying to be sneaky and slick, especially if you know that you got some issues in the house. You want to be sneaky and slick. Nobody see me. What like the DM? Nobody sees the DM. Right? Direct message. Nobody else see that. He ain't putting nothing on that wall. You never see a message on that wall. The DM be blown up. Right? Read on.
And nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins.
Right? Most High forgive me. It's a little skeleton. You throw that skeleton in the closet, as they say. Right? Read on.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. That's
how come Peter knew before Ananias opened his mouth how much he sold the land for. Because the Most High eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And if you're a spiritual man of the Most High, a prophet of the Most High, apostle, the Most High is going to put you on to certain things that's going on around you. You ain't going to be dumbfounded about anything. The scriptures say we will not be confounded. That's part of the blessing. Right? And we be not be confused nor confounded. World without end. That's right. So that's part of the blessings, that you never be confused or confounded. You know what's going on. Read on.
Beholding all the ways of men,
Uh-huh.
and considering the most secret parts.
You know?
He knew all things or ever they were created.
Right, he knew all things before they were created. Come on.
So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all.
Uh-huh.
This man shall be punished in the streets of the city,
Uh-huh.
and where he suspecteth not, he shall be taken.
Right.
Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband,
Uh-huh.
and bringeth in an heir by another.
And being a what?
An heir by another.
What does it mean an error? It means an error. Okay, we start doing something wrong. So thus goes for the man and the woman. That think they just gonna, up and leave their husband or their wife and bring in another one. Like they can do that. Right? The Most High gonna deal with you in public, what you've done in private. So we have to be mindful that the Most High ain't going for certain things. Read on.
For first, she hath disobeyed the law of the Most High.
That's first and foremost. She's broken the commandment. Right? According to the commandment, how long is a wife supposed to stay with her husband?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
Forever and ever and even forever. All right? That is a forever, everlasting covenant. As long as he has breath. Now, if he died, you're going to lose from that marriage. You can't be married to the grave. Okay? But he has walking, he can talk, breathe on his own, he's alive. Read on.
And secondly, she hath trespassed against her own husband.
Right. Not only did she do wickedly to the Most High, but when a woman stepped out, she did her husband wrong to leave her husband, go deal with another man. Cut that zero and get with that hero. Right? As they say. Okay? I leave him, I get another man. I get another husband. You have done that man an injustice as well as you broken the commandment of the Most High. You know?
And thirdly, she hath played the whore and adultery, and brought children by another man.
And brought children by another man. That's even next level. Read on.
She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children.
What does that mean? Inquisition shall be made. Nah, that means questions. Inquisition is questions. All right, they're going to be questioning this family on how this thing come about. You see how far we've fallen from what the Most High expected of us? There's a criteria that the Most High set forth for us, but we don't, in this world, we don't know it. We just move how we feel. Situations come up, we do the best we can because we lack knowledge. That's why I should say, my people are destroyed for lack of what? Knowledge. We don't know. So we living like Edomites and Moabites and Jebusites and Hittites. We're not living like Israelites. But when we come to this truth, now we're supposed to turn all that ways around. That's what the blessing of Mashiach Yahushua is, that we could be born again. We can start over. We can reset ourselves and now move in that righteous path. No longer holding on to the things we've done in the world before. You'll be, if you have sat these last, what is this, the fifth lesson? You should be a scholar on biblical marriage. You should have it all down pat if you have sat these 5 classes. We went through every aspect I could think of. You know what I mean? I can't think any rock we didn't unturn, and somebody else had questions on marriage that I didn't touch in these last 5 lessons. If you missed a lot of these lessons, they're on YouTube. Last 5 Fridays, we've been going over marriage. This will probably be the last class on marriage. Then we're going to go on to another topic, other topics. Yeah, other stuff to handle. Okay, I just want to get y'all a foundation You don't want to be wicked in your marriage and be a Bonnie and Clyde and think that's cool. We sin together. If the ship goes down, we're both going down. One of y'all better wise up and say, lie, brother. Say, lie, brother. If the wife wise up and say, thus saith the Most High, thou shalt not. Okay? Somebody got to put the Most High. The Most High have no problem smoking both of y'all. You understand that? Right, so we need righteous marriages. Okay? As is depicted in the scriptures. Right? Drop this, go to Peter's. And I went over the scripture partially before in one of the previous classes, but we didn't read it all the way through. So let's get 1 Peter 3. And 1. And this time we're going to read it through. We read it up to like the 6th verse before. Okay. But let's go read all the way through.
Go to 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1.
Come on.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Come on.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel.
Right, so we know this doesn't mean you can't wear gold. This means this shouldn't be your conversation. It shouldn't be about the Louis bag and the Gucci shoes and what new thing you bought. Your conversation should be about what, you know?
Verse 4, but let it be the hidden man of the heart.
Right, you should be talking about your righteousness and how you've been battling Satan and how you've been getting the victory and how you've been raising your children to do what's right by the way of the Most High, and how you've been working on dealing with your husband according to the scriptures of the Most High. That's what your conversation should be. Right, so not saying you can't have things, but you shouldn't be so consumed about the things that you have that your conversation is full of vanity. You understand that? You know?
And that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of the Most High of great price.
Right, an ornament is something you put on to decorate. You put ornaments. They put ornaments on the tree for Esau's pagan holiday. That's to decorate. So your ornament should be a meek, humble spirit. That's what people are supposed to see on you first. Right? And when it comes to our daughters, right? Read on.
Verse 5. For after this manner, in the old time, by the holy women also, who trusted in the Most High, adorn themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are,
right? As
long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement.
Right. So what? You do well and be not afraid by any amazement, meaning that what? Don't get thrown off your course. No matter what happens. Things might go your way, things may not go your way. You still gotta be what? Humble to your husband, right? You understand that? All right? Still gotta be humble. Even though things may not be going the way you want, that doesn't give us, you can't throw humility out the door because you're upset. All right, scriptures say, be angry and sin not. And let not the sun go down upon thy wrath. Don't get simple, carnal, because you're upset. You still gotta be humble in that. Read on.
Verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands.
Likewise what?
Ye husbands.
Now we're talking to the men. Likewise, ye husbands. Read on.
Dwell with them according to knowledge.
Right. You can't expect your wife. Don't leave it up to me to teach your wife. You're supposed to teach your wife. Okay? I teach everybody. I freely give as it's given to me. But it's now for you to take that knowledge and reaffirm, go over it, and let it come from you, so that you're edifying your root. Okay. To dwell with them according to knowledge. Everybody understand that? But they might not grasp everything I'm going through in class. Sometimes I go quickly, sometimes I'm jumping through. You might get it, your wife might not be getting it. But then what? If she's not getting it, who's supposed to come to? Supposed to come to her husband and say, listen, they went over this, I didn't get it. And you ain't supposed to be able to break it. And if you can't break it down, you phone a friend. 50-50, whatever that, whatever you do. Hey, listen, what was that scripture about? What were they going to again? Right? And you get that understanding, and then you give it to your wife. But it has to come from you. This is a part of the process of building biblical marriage. Sometimes we skip these small things, but don't realize it's a chain effect down the lane. Because if you look at you as a guidance and a teacher, then you'll be able to easily receive instruction from you, right? Because it's like when you go to the job, somebody's a supervisor or a manager, right? They're the supervisor and manager every day. So when you come there, they were the manager and the supervisor. They tell you what to do, you do it. Because they're the supervisor and manager. But this cat that washing dishes is telling you what you're supposed to be doing or not supposed to be doing. He could be right. But you never look at you like your homeboy, yo, listen. Don't be trying to tell me what to do. I don't know who you are. But you ain't no manager, no supervisor. He could be giving you the right instruction, but you're not going to hear from him. You look at him like he's telling you what to do. You too busy looking him up and down like, why is this man telling me what to do? Are you a boss in here? Are you a manager, supervisor? No. Shut it down. Why are you even talking to me? That's in our nature to be that way. Because it's something called authority. We've had authority figures in our life our whole life. You went to school, you had teachers, right? When you get out of school, you have bosses. Before you went to school, you have parents. These are authority figures. They're always in authority. Okay? They're always in authority. Now, you're a husband in a household, and you want to now be an authority when it's convenient, and every other time you like one of the children, and want to know why it's not working for you, you out of order. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just jump in authority, jump out of authority. I want to play video games and just hang out and let everything fall apart and jack everything up in the house. Oh yeah, but you know what? I feel manly today. So I want to come home and say, woman, where's my food? She's like, Negro, if you don't get out of my face. Right. Why? Because there's no authority established. And there's no authority established because the simplest way is to be that authority when it comes to the will of the Most High. Right? To establish that teaching, establish your wife learning from you. Okay? So now she learned from you. It ain't so hard. She won't deal with Satan, won't be able to beguile her. If you tell her what to do, she won't be so rebellious. All right? Because she's used to listening to you. But if she's not used to listening to you, when you go to tell her what to do, it sounds crazy. Whether you right or wrong is beside the point. It just sounds crazy. It can't compute. Right? Because you're not the authority figure. Hold on. What were you at Peter? Let's get more understanding of what I'm saying. And get 1 Corinthians 14. Matter of fact, yeah, we can go there. We'll get that, and then we'll get Titus. So 1 Corinthians 14. And 34.
The book, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience.
To be under what?
Under obedience.
All right, so let's understand what this means. Does that mean that a woman can't say a word in the church? It says, but she is commanded to be under obedience. So what does that mean? Look at that whole verse and give me some understanding on that. What is it saying here? Anybody can answer. Sister, if you want to answer, you can answer as well. All right? Anybody can answer. What is the scripture saying?
Control himself.
Hmm?
Control himself.
In what way?
Be mindful of what they're saying.
I'm not sure what they're saying.
I'm guessing maybe if she probably hears something, maybe the speaker maybe forgot or overlooked, she's allowed to say, hey, you forgot this part. I see here in the scriptures it says this. Maybe she's allowed to be obedient and allow that way, knowing the speaker might have said something or forgot something.
Anybody else? Right.
They can't teach on like a certain authority in the church or try to interpret a scripture.
They can't interpret a scripture. They can't understand scripture.
No, but they can't teach it to the congregation.
Well, not necessarily. That is true, but it's not necessarily saying that at this point. What is this scripture saying? Let's look at this scripture. Okay. What is this scripture saying?
They can't. I had it down in my notes, something about bringing confusion.
Right. Pretty much exactly opposite of what he just said. That's what they're not supposed to do. Right. What they're supposed to do is, if they have a question or they don't understand something, where they're supposed to take it to? The husband. And that was big. I don't see that. I don't see that in the scriptures, brother. You're gonna have to break that down. I don't understand that. I don't understand that scripture saying. It don't say that to me. She's supposed to be under obedience. That is not obedience. We're going over the scripture. You know what I mean? And we'll often say, if you don't understand something, raise your hand, let us know. If you have a question, we'll open the floor for questions. But sometimes, and we've had this situation, we're going on through the scripture, and well, I don't see that. Just out of the blue, just call out. Like, they ain't never supposed to do that. Right? But you will see that. You don't be surprised if you see it again. As you go through certain topics, kind of rile up certain spirits. Okay? And they want to be boisterous. But if they don't understand something, take it to their husband. All right? Or their elder. Right? After class, but not to what? Yell out. That's what's talking about, not yelling out in class. Okay? They ask, sister, you can answer the question. You'll be asked questions, and when they ask the question, we're asking you to interpret what is written. And our sisters have the ability to interpret the scriptures. Don't get it twisted. They will know these scriptures. If you teach your wife, she will know this Bible. Right? Right? So and it'll be a help for you because you will have someone else watching out, not just you. You know what I mean? When you turn your back, there's another set of eyes making sure things is rolling in the spirit of righteousness in the house. So it's a benefit for your women to know these scriptures. Okay? Read on.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak.
Right.
But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
Come on.
And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home.
Right.
For it is a shame for women to speak in the church.
Right. Anybody know that? If your wife in the church, we going over scriptures. Yeah, man, class going good. And I don't get this. First thing that husband's gonna do is this. I've seen it. I'm sitting up here. I see it. Hey, why say something? They go, oh my God. Why did she say it? Why did she do it? Right? I say, oh man, I understand. Because we're learning still. It's a learning curve. Our sisters got to learn, our brothers got to learn how to establish righteousness in our households. This is not something taught to us in the world. Our parents didn't teach us this, right? Your parents probably went to church. Your mother probably went, and your father said, "You want to watch the game." Sometimes, or sometimes the other way around. All right. Very, very rarely do both of them go to church, but you might have that situation where they both went, and they both went to church, came home, and they didn't even really, whatever the pastor said, right? So he said, listen to the teacher, and then look for confirmation from her husband. Say, was that right? Because you might go to a class, you might watch a video, and nobody makes a video and don't put their scriptures together to sound like they know what they're talking about, whether they're right or wrong. It takes another learned mind to sit there and go, this cat is off. How that scripture? Where you go to? Listen, get this scripture, get that. Let me show you why he's wrong. All right? But when you just listen to him, he might sound really convincing. You go here, you go there, you pull this scripture, that scripture. But it takes you to know the Bible really well to decipher whether somebody's teaching all right or they're leading the people astray, twisting scriptures. Okay? This is where you look to your husband for that clarity. He might have some understanding. He said, well, I was watching the video and they were saying something else. And because the video might be saying what the sister wanted the video to say, the video has precedent over whatever. It doesn't work that way. But as a husband, you got to be able to defend your knowledge, your understanding. Okay? So you are automatically a teacher. You have children, you're a teacher. Just like when you have children, you automatically become a teacher. I said, hold a pen straight, hold a toothbrush. You got to teach your child everything. Stand up straight, sit up straight, hold a spoon right, and hold a spoon. And the first child get a spoon, hold it upside down. Trying to work with the spoon upside down. Right? You got to sit there and teach him, no, turn around, no, do this. When you're doing that to your child, you become an authority figure in their mind and their spirit. Therefore, later on, when you have something to say, they will listen. But if you don't teach them nothing, if grandma teach them everything, all you do is pick them up and drop them off. Yeah. Later on, when they get older, you try to tell them something, they look like, I'm your mother, you don't listen to me, or whatever. Because grandma was the one doing everything. Okay? We witness these things all the time. We wonder why. The why is in the scriptures. Read on.
Verse 36. What? Came the word of the Most High out of you? Or came it unto you only? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Most High.
Right, so we got to acknowledge that this instruction is coming from the Most High Yah. Okay, as we get instructed here, we know that this is not no feelings, this is not no man's own interpretation, but the truth according to the Bible. Give me 1 Peter 2 and 10.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 10. Which in time past were not a people.
Hold on. 1 Timothy's. I'm sorry. 2 and verse. Remember, you go right to verse 11. 1 Timothy's 2 and 11.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
With all what?
With all subjection.
Now it makes sense. Let them learn with all subjection. That means what? When the floor is open for them to talk. Right? When the floor is not, don't. Okay, that's subjection. And that kind of goes for, and that really goes across the board. We have to be orderly in the congregation regardless. Nobody will just calling out all crazy. Right? This is a school, it's a class, so you can learn. That's why we always, push that we have highlighters, pens, paper, notebook, Because you come in here and you're going to get verses and understanding, and you're going to get links, and you need to have those verses for later on when you might want to readdress something that we went over in class. Oh man, what was that scripture again? Let me call that brother. He calling me 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I remember that scripture. No, I don't remember that scripture right now. I'm asleep. But if you write it down, and you will have it. Huh? Read on.
All right. Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man,
Right?
but to be in silence.
And that's the main understanding, not to be in what? Seat of authority. So the man needs to establish his authority in the household. Not through fear, but through admiration. Because you admire. You go to a good teacher's class, it's not that you're scared of the teacher, but you admire the knowledge that that teacher has. So you want to hear what that teacher got to say. You want to be instructed by somebody that's a master at something that you want to master. Right? You put yourself under that person, under that. The scriptures say that the servant put themselves under the instruction of that master. It's like you go to learn martial arts. You go to class to learn martial arts and you see the guy punching, and now you want to critique the teacher. Well, why don't you straighten your arm out a little bit more? This guy's a 10th degree black belt. This is your first day. Like, kick you in the back of your head, man, for even opening your mouth. Much less think you're going to give some instruction on what to do. You got to come be ready to hear, to be instructed. Same thing in the household, though. One thing with the Most High is that righteousness, when you learn how to do something the righteous way, you see that it echoes throughout all different aspects of your life. You know what I mean? It's not just righteous for this situation, it's righteous for every situation that you're going to encounter. You perfect marriage, it'll perfect all your other relationships. Make you a better mother, child, art, everything. Uncle, if you're a man, it'll perfect all your relationships, just understanding how to be in a good marriage. Okay? Because righteousness is righteousness across the board. And once you know how to be righteous, then that righteousness will spill over into everything else you do. Okay? So we mastering something here. We getting marriage down pat with all the ins and outs. Okay, read on.
Verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
Come on.
And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing.
Should we say the what?
In childbearing.
Right, come on.
If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety.
Right, so what? If those children get taught well, that is, for our women, that is your glory to the Most High. That you take care of, you teach the children well, and they grow in the spirit. It's not for them to go out in the street prophesy. So I see a lot of that on YouTube or whatever. Yeah. You see women out there prophesying. Who's home teaching the children? The husband? Okay, that's confusion. Okay, so we gotta make sure we're doing things the way the Most High said. Okay. One last set of verses. Romans 7. Romans 7? It's like it. 1 Corinthians 7. We started a little late, but let me just last set of verses. Right now we're dealing with, we went through getting married, we went through what marriage is about, we went through the ceremonies, we went through all these things. But now, I thought it fit to go through just staying married. And in order to stay married, you got to establish these things in the house. Or else you're going to be wondering, what's going on and stressed out and want counsels. And calling for counsel and your wife ain't right and you ain't right. But if you didn't establish these things, it ain't going to be right. It's going to cause problems down the lane. All right? If you're still fresh and new, it might not happen now, but let some years get in there. All right? Get some years up underneath your belt, then you see. Right? That you wish you would have established these things from the beginning. It makes it easy for you, your wife, it makes it easy for the whole house. Okay? We get in 1 Corinthians 7, verse 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof he wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Right?
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife,
right?
And let every woman have her own husband.
Right. So to avoid what? Fornication. What is fornication? An unlawful sexual act. Why would not having a wife or not having a husband cause you to fornicate? Because in the human psyche, in the mind, there's a certain part that needs to be fulfilled. And if you don't have a part to fulfill that, then you're going to try to fulfill it some other weird way. Okay? Which is going to lead to fornication. All right? So you need to be with somebody, a wife. If you're a woman, you need to have a husband. If you're a man, you need to have a wife. Right? To fulfill that desire. Right? That's in every man and woman. Okay? A lot of time in this world, because they're not taught that, they withhold, then they end up in all kind of weird, like these Catholic priests that can't have no wife. How many of them end up molesting little boys? How many of them? It ain't like it's one or two. It's majority of them end up molested, altering the altar boy, right? Why? Because they held to some weird criteria of not having, they can't have. And the nuns, Lord knows what the nuns are doing in that convent. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to know. You know, it's pure foolishness going on here. Okay? But because they're being subjected to an inhumane condition, right? Now, a lot of people say, well, they willfully went into that, and that's true, they did willfully go into that, but they went into that thinking that what? They're hitting a higher level of righteousness. There's no wickedness in the marriage. Marriage bed is undefiled according to the scriptures. There's no wickedness in being with your wife or being with your husband. There's no wickedness there. So why would they need to refrain from this to hit a higher level of righteousness? Now, there's some men, some women that can live that way. Some women can, some men can. The Most High doesn't why everybody's brain the same way. Some of them have a different spirit and they can live that way. Paul lived that way, had no wife, and was good with no wife, gave his whole mind, his whole spirit over to doing the work of the Most High. And if you can do that, go ahead. Just like he said, it's good for a man not to touch a woman, but to avoid fornication. If it's not in your spirit to be that way, get your wife. All right? Read on.
Verse 3, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
All right, so what's that? Somebody explain. I haven't seen what the sisters explain. Sister McKeon, explain that to me. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. What does that mean? Respect, you said? Nope. Sister, I forget your name sometimes. What is it again? You forgot your name too? Oh, wow. I don't feel so bad. If you got your name, I'm off the hook now. All right, you can't blame me for that. All right. Katia? Katanaya?
Yeah, Katanaya. The name is Katiana, and Jacob's name is Katiana.
Huh?
So when I look it up, it comes down and says Katanaya.
Katanaya? What does that mean?
It says small.
Small? Katanaya, small. Okay. All right, small. Katanaya, what's going on? Tell me about this scripture. Do benevolence. Let's break it down. Read it again. First 4 words.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3. Let the husband render.
Stop. First 4 words. Let the husband render. That means to give. Let the husband give. Read on. Next 4 words.
Unto the wife do.
Unto the wife do. What does the word do mean? When he says do at the bottom of your bill, what does that mean?
Oh.
You owe. Okay? Let the husband give unto the wife what he owes her, what she is due. Okay? What does she do? Next word.
Benevolence.
Benevolence. Benevolence. Right? Benevolence is affection. That is what a benevolence is. Do affection. Somebody Google benevolence. Let me see what you get when you Google that word, the definition of that word. I break it down as affection, but it has a more lengthy explanation. What you got, Chef?
The quality of being well-being, kindness, kind-heartedness, big-heartedness, goodness, goodwill, charity.
Okay, I sum it up as affection.
Compassion.
Compassion, kind-heartedness, goodness, what else?
Good-heartedness.
Good-heartedness. It can be summed up as affection.
Yeah.
Right? Kind affection. Okay? Towards your wife. That she is due. She owed that. Okay? Doesn't have to be excessive, but what she's due. Okay? That you can determine by the how your marriage runs. You know what I mean? Everybody's marriage is the same way. But you can determine, okay, this is the amount of benevolence that she's due. And you make sure you handle that. Okay, read on.
And likewise, also the wife unto the husband.
Likewise, the wife unto the husband. Right? That kindness, that benevolence, that affection has to come from the wife to the husband as well. Okay? And they do this. And it's very important that we understand that word do. That means when you coming up short, it's like you coming up short on that bill. Right? You don't pay that light bill, guess what happens? You sit in the dark. You can't, when you sit in the dark, wonder why you're in the dark. The first thing somebody will say, well, did you pay the bill? Right? No, you didn't pay the bill. That's why you're in the dark. Okay? A lot of times, you hear these marriages gone astray, situations, everybody's upset. You ask the most simplest questions. Was the due benevolence taking place? Man, I don't know. It's been months. Okay, we done got to the bottom of this situation. Okay, very quickly, just like that. Because the Most High reigns supreme. His word never fails. These precepts never fail. So you might think in your mind, oh, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's the bills, the parents, the back. They ain't gonna know that as you not fulfilling what the scriptures say. That's what's happening. When you don't fulfill what the scriptures say, set yourself up. Okay, read on.
Verse 4. The wife have not power of her own body.
Over her own what?
Of her own body.
The wife hath not power over her own body. Read on.
But the husband.
And
likewise also the husband have not power over his own body.
Right.
But the wife.
So now this is going more in depth in affection. Okay. Basically, sum it up. The wife should not be showing herself affection. She should be showing it to her husband. And likewise, the husband shouldn't be spending time with himself and not the wife. Okay? I know it's kind of vague, but are you following me a little bit? Because I can get more specific. I'm trying to spare you details. All right? But I need to know that you're following me here. You look lost. You're not following me? You follow me? Okay. Not lose anybody. All right, not losing me. All right. Right. Masturbation, right? We following that, right? Okay, we just had to put it out, just making sure the room understands where I'm going. All right, read on.
verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Defraud ye not one the other.
Defraud ye not one to the other. That's how we know it's talking about that. Watch this. You know?
Except it be with consent for a time.
What does it mean to defraud ye not? Don't deny each other. What? We'll keep using the word affection. We use the word affection. This is Shabbat, right? You get it, right?
Yeah.
Don't defraud each other, hold back affection from one another, yet it's for an appointed time with consent. If you say, listen, I'm about to be fasting for the next 2 days, of course, he shouldn't be coming to you for nothing if you're in the fast. You can't have affection and be in the fast. You breaking the fast. Okay? Or if you're getting ready to do something in the spirit for the Most High, and you might be a little bit, you're trying to get your head straight. Scriptures always tell you, like when the Most High was coming to visit, he said, go not at your wives. Because when you go at your wife, would you become unclean? You want to maintain your cleanliness up until the going before the Most High. That's not the time for your wife to come at you. You know it's Shabbat coming in. I'm not trying to go there. Be right for the class, right? So defraud each other. Don't defraud each other or hold back unless it be for consent and the time. You have some sort of some couples have some sort of schedule, right? You're like, oh, it's Thursday. You know what I mean? Whatever, however it works for you guys. I'm gonna tell you how to do it, but that's how it works. But it has what a schedule, a time that you both agree upon. Very important. It might seem simple, but these things are what makes biblical righteous marriage last. If you don't do these things, don't be surprised if you have problems. Okay? We don't.
That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer.
Right? See, fasting and prayer might stay clean. Fasting and prayer, you're dealing with that. It's not time to be affectionate, right? You know?
And come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your inconsistency.
That Satan doesn't tempt you for your inconsistencies, right? What happens when things are not consistent? You don't have no kind of schedule. You never know when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, whatever the case may be. Here comes Satan trying to make it happen some other way. Give you some other outlet. Okay, well, you never know what's happening over there, so here's another outlet, or here's another outlet, whatever it might be. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be somewhere fornication, right? Some sort of fornication. To avoid that, understand that that's a responsibility of the husband and wife for their spouse. Her responsibility is for him, and his responsibility for her to make sure there's continuity, there's consistency in affection. Everybody understand that? All right, hallelujah. We know?
Verse 6. But I speak this by permission and not of commandment.
All right, so Paul about to drop something on us, but it's not a commandment, it's advice. Read on.
For I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man have his proper gift of the Most High, one after this manner and another after that.
Right, he said, I wish that y'all were like me. I just deal with scriptures and the Most High. But he said everybody got their gift. Everybody can't do what I do. So he was just basically talking about himself for a moment there, Paul. Okay, read on.
I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I.
Right.
But if they cannot contain,
right,
let them marry.
Right.
For it is better to marry
right
than to burn.
Than to what?
Than to burn.
Than to what?
Than to burn.
You see how far this thing can get? Because you remain unmarried and unfulfilling those desires, you end up putting yourself in jeopardy. Why? Because that desire becomes stronger, 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 leads you into all kind of wickedness. Okay? Because you are not, giving yourself into marriage. And you'd be surprised a lot of our people do this, especially in society. I don't need no man, right? I'll be fine all by myself. Yeah, all right. Whatever matter of wickedness you're doing to deal with those desires, right? Instead of you just get a husband and settle down because you want to what? Travel the world, or you don't want to have no children, or you want to be a career woman, you wrapped up in the job. The same thing with the men. Some of the men, I don't want no wife. Hold me down, now you out there being an allmonger or something like that. Because you won't get a wife. You want to keep your money to yourself. You want to have your house to yourself. You just dealing with some vanity and selfish spirit, some wicked selfish spirit. I mean, I hear these things, man. And I'm like, and people will be boastful with it too. And I'm like, you wicked as hell for saying that. You wicked as hell for saying that. Man, I don't even know. Most I said, you got to come together with the opposite sex. This is what he created, right? He brought Eve, Adam knew Eve, and she conceived. That's chapter 4:1 in Genesis. In the beginning, Adam knew Eve, and she conceived. Thus bring forth family. Ain't nothing before that. So, I'm living single. Adam didn't say, well, I'm living single out here. I'm chilling. When he ain't had no woman, he went to the Most High and said, there's no help meet for me. And the Most High gave him what he needed. So why, I don't understand the logic behind someone saying they don't need no husband, they don't need no wife. You must not know the Most High. You got a wicked spirit on you. You never say it. Let me say that. Because what else could you be dealing with? You know what I mean? I don't see this professed in the scriptures. Now, unless you don't have no desire. And if you don't have no desire with it, that's a whole nother ballgame. I don't have desire for that anymore. Hands off. Now you can give yourself wholly to the Most High. You on a spiritual level like that, I cannot critique that. But if that ain't the case, and you full of desire up to your neck, and you sitting there single, something wrong with you. You're going to explode. You're going to do something crazy, foolish, and you're going to why am I thus? Then you're going to be praying, facing the east, asking the Most High for forgiveness, when you don't even know what you're asking forgiveness for, because you're going to turn around and do it again. Whatever the hell you just did. Right? Because you have not given the Most High his position in your life. Remember, we started out this class with Mark 12:29, man. Most High is first, and all things is him. So we have to go to him for all things, all understanding, all instruction, all guidance. And he will tell us which way to go and get it right and fix it. Not for you to do it. Okay? It's all in the book. A lot of times people don't realize all this is in the book. It's all right here. It's all written. Read on.
Okay. Yeah. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 9. But if they contain, so like if they cannot contain,
right?
Let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn.
Read on.
And unto the married I command ye not I, but the Most High. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Right, don't let the wife don't leave your husband. Read on.
But, and if she depart.
If it's that bad that you got to leave, read on.
Let her remain unmarried.
Stay unmarried, read on.
Or be reconciled to her husband.
Until you can be reconciled to your husband. Sometimes you might have such an issue and a problem in a household that you just guys need to just get away from each other for a minute. But a lot of times they take that as get away from each other, go run after somebody else. What they call him, the rebound guy, or whatever the case may be? Or the rebound woman? Well, before the side piece, I'm saying that they leave the house and they go jump into somebody else. You know what I mean? It'll be 2 weeks and they're already talking to somebody else on the phone. Okay? If things are bad enough that you need to separate yourself, then you separate. But you separate with the spirit of what? Reconciliation. He said, unto the woman, you stay unmarried. Why did he say unto the woman, you stay unmarried?
Law.
Huh?
Law. Because if a woman to death, whatever it is.
Exactly. Why did he say to the man, stay unmarried?
Because the man can get.
Right, because he might have other wives, or what the case may be. Remember that the wedlock is with the woman and between the woman and the man. That's what a wedlock is. Okay? If the woman deals with another man, the wedlock is broken. You ever understand that? That breaks the wedlock. That severs the wedlock. If the woman deals with another man, that means she's took on another head. I'm not trying to be facetious, but another guy, another person, head, you know. So go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. So once they do that, you cannot take it back. Right?
Once you give them a bill of divorcement, you cannot take them back.
So you have to,
Now, the Mashiach said this. He said that we are to stay together, right? Not to divorce, right? Unless it be for fornication. And if it be for fornication, then you divorce, right? Fornication, otherwise like adultery, something to that effect, right? But that's all fornication. Now, why? And once you give her that bill of divorcement, you can't go back to that woman because now she's defiled. You cannot go back to her. But she has been legally somebody else's wife. Okay? Now, if she committed adultery, that's a sin. Just like many other kinds of fornications. It's up to that man if she so soon to continue to deal with that woman. Okay, it's up to that man. Because remember, it goes according to when we first started these marriages, we went to the most ultimate marriage, which was Christ and Israel. And we played the adulterer, the harlot. And the Messiah accepted us back. Right? We went off to other gods, and the Messiah accepted us back. So with that being the precedent, I can't say it's impossible. Right? Just not but even the Messiah said, you know, for that reason, you can get him a bill of divorcement and go out and go your way. Okay? So it's different strokes, you know, you got to figure that part out. Go ahead.
It's only for the man to give the divorce, the bill of divorce?
Current. Okay. And for the man to give the bill of divorce. Okay. Now, the scriptures talk about the woman leaving the man, but like it said, let her remain unmarried. Okay. The only time that a woman can leave a man and then become remarried is when that man is what? An unbeliever. Okay. That goes to, I think we're gonna go there in this chapter. So we'll get that understanding when we get there. All right, you know.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 11. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife.
Right.
But to the rest speak I, not of the Most High. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away.
Right. Well, he's saying this because he know the times that we're gonna come into. That brother wake up to the truth, but his wife might not wake up to the truth. Right? Now, there's no determination who's going to wake up. We're coming out of captivity, captive mind states. You know, we coming out of being Negroes and all kinds of. So he said, if your woman is pleasant to dwell with, even though she has not received Mashiach Yahushua, she has not received his truth, he said, don't put her away. Okay? Keep her. Read on.
And the woman which have an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him.
Let her stay with her husband too, you know.
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy.
Right, so what does it mean sanctified? It doesn't mean that he's going to get in the kingdom because of her righteousness. It means that he is made clean to be dealt with, right? To be a spouse. Because of her righteousness because she came into this righteousness and he didn't come in, you know what? Her righteousness is good enough that they can be a couple. Okay? Everybody following me? All right, you know?
But if the unbelieving departs,
right,
let him depart.
You see that? If the unbelieving depart, Gotta go. Go ahead. Why? Read on.
A brother or a sister
Right.
is not under bondage in such cases.
Because you can't be bound to a marriage with an unbeliever. You can't be bound to an unbeliever. Because what are you bound by? They don't keep the commandments anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's madness. Right? That's why we tell our sisters in this truth, get a husband in this truth. Because you're going to get a husband in this world, guess what? If he decide yesterday or the day before to pack his stuff and you come home and he gone, guess what? He got no legs to stand on. He don't believe in his Torah anyway. He leave, come, go, don't come in. It's all good. Right? You're not held by anybody. He's held by the law of this world. This world law is just what you like. Okay? We don't.
But the Most High have called us to peace. Verse 16. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as the Most High hath distributed to every man, as the Most High hath called every one, so let him walk. And so ordain I in all churches.
Right. So what? Everybody is called individually. You know, it's a blessing that you're both called. You have a household with a husband and wife are both called, praise God. That's a blessed thing. That means anything can be worked out in that household. But if one is called and one is not, it's a little bit more difficult. You know? And it's something that's not impossible to deal with, but it's just a little bit more difficult. And you know, now you have instruction on how to look at it, how to deal with it. Come? All right, so that's what I'm gonna end it with that. I think we went over, quite a bit of marriage scriptures over the last 5 classes. You should be, fully educated on marriage. If you have missed the classes, they're on YouTube. Just go to the last 5 Fridays, and it'll give you instruction. Con? Any questions before we wrap it? All right. Oh, Sam?
Just one question real quick. I think we answered it with verse 15. And it goes to either or. If for example, me, if I'm meeting a female, she out in the world, she used to be married, she's not married anymore, she done got divorced, but she's trying to come into the truth. Can you marry that one?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
But she ever do whatever somebody did in the world, they did it in the world anyway.
Exactly. That's
Right,
verse
so,
15.
yeah. Any other questions? Does you got a question?
It's something out there on interview on Facebook.
Yeah, so.
And it's dealing with being intimate with your husband. They wanted to know, is it unlawful to give?
Ratio?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing is bashful or shy to me. You know what I mean? You can say whatever. Right. All right. So, ratio. Is it unlawful? There's no scripture that says it's unlawful. Yeah, there's no scripture that makes that unlawful. Okay, now sodomy is unlawful. Sodomy, backdoor, blind eye, Hershey Highway, anyhow you want to put it. Okay, that is unlawful. Okay, don't do that now. That's wickedness. Okay. Hey, listen, a lot of people do that nonsense. So they gotta address things. Right? That's unlawful, clearly, because that's sodomy. Right? That's where you get sodomy from. All right, battery, right? That is damaging to the woman. All right. So when into that kind of stuff, when it comes to this truth, you leave that stuff alone. Okay. But when it comes to oral sex, there's no scripture against that. Yeah. No law against that. So I would say it's up to preference, right?
2 questions. Condoms and birth control.
Condoms and birth control.
Let's say to be fruitful.
Yeah, let's say be fruitful and multiply. And but it also tells us in the scriptures, it says, woe unto the woman that gives suck in those days. Which means Mashiach prophesied that it was going to be rough to have children, you know, to raise children, to bear children, to, you know, in the society we live in, you know. We would, you know, we try to avoid, you know, contraception, you know, well, what I would call synthetic contraception by some way of drug or some of the means. I mean, there's natural ways of contraception, right?
It's not a sin to try to avoid.
No, it's not a sin to try to avoid. Nobody's gonna have children, 35 children. You know what I mean? Some guys is real simple. I see some lessons also. You simple as hell, man. You're gonna sit there just being all crazy with it, and then she's pregnant every 2 minutes. And where you going with this thing? Right? So I don't believe in the pills. You know, I don't believe in the condoms and all that stuff. I do believe in going to get blood tests, right? Before you lay together. Oh yeah. Go get checked out. All right? Go get your blood work done. Tell her it seemed like this is gonna go down. Go get your blood work done. And bring it to me and let's see it. Let's compare. I'll show you mine, show me yours. All right? That's important. Go to that to get tested. Because you don't want to deal with someone that got some sort of STD or some madness going on. Okay? So you want to make sure you get tested, man. Right? It's foolish not to get tested. You're going to put your life in the hands of some little piece of rubber. Come on now. You gotta be a little bit smarter than that. Go get tested. Because I'll ask anybody this: if you knew somebody had a STD, would you? Right? So it makes sense what I'm saying, right? He even let me finish the statement. Most people would say, I know you got that, and I'm gonna go get rubber and lay with you anyway. No, a lot of people gonna be like, nah, chill, right? Because now you're thinking, man, why does it pop? Why does it come off? Why does it this? Why does it that? Right? So why do you feel safe for not knowing? It's you being simple. Go get you get tested for free. You go to the free clinic and they run blood tests or whatever the case may be. If it's about money, all right, go ahead.
Question we have: what about when it pop?
Mm-hmm.
Will you stop or you keep going?
That's up to you, man. Yeah. It's up to you, man. But if you don't stop, you know where you leading me. Yeah. Don't act surprised. Don't look looking for the morning after pill and all kind of foolishness like that. That's wicked. Don't go no morning after pill. Plan B, they call it. You should have used plan A properly. Don't run to no plan B. Now you're going off. That's just an abortion in a pill. That's all it is. Okay. Somebody, it stops contraception. That's a lie. Because plan B wouldn't do anything if nothing happened. Okay. You've been in enough health class to know once that swimmer get to that egg, it's a wrap. And once you get there, it's there, and the rest is in the hands of the Most High. Right, go ahead.
So for a woman like me who have 4 kids,
Mm-hmm.
C-section, Dr. Ray told me if I had more, like thinking that,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do to not, like, how can I not want something big, but.
And this is a situation where it's a health risk. Okay. When you're faced with a health risk, you do what you need to do to prevent that unhealthy situation. All right. That's not a situation where you just say, I don't want no more children. You're in a situation where, I know some other sisters in that same situation. So your question is very valid because I've dealt with that topic before. And your body now is at a point where it's a health risk to bring forth another child, right? So you avoid that health risk, right? You avoid that situation. You can't just say, I'll let Most High deal with it, right? When you are privy to the problem. But like I said, there's natural ways of contraception. You know what I mean? There's different methods. You learn this in health class. You withdraw. There's a rhythm method, knowing that it's close to the time where your cycle may not be a good time to be going there because you'll be more ovulated than other times of the year. And it's all these things are all factors. So you can work on those things. You know what I mean? And try to be serious about it. I mean, it's something that you and your husband work out. You know what I mean? Say, okay, let's try not to get there. Let's try not to go there. If it's it's a health risk, the doctor's telling you your body has an issue. You know what I mean? It happens. It happens. Some of us sisters, it's not like back in the days. The sisters could just rack out 13 children. All right, our health is not what it used to be. You know what I mean? And you can't just wish it to be what it was. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, in order for you to be healthy to that point, our women in those days that pushed out 13, 14 children, they were on their feet all day. They worked. They were physically stronger. You know what I mean? In their loins were physically stronger, and they were able to deal with things a little bit more. But nowadays, it's not so. Very hard. Very few and far between women can deal with more than, to even have, 4 children. You know what I mean? Is an accomplishment. So, be mindful, use wisdom. You know what I mean? Don't be over righteous saying, oh, I can't do nothing. And then you just end up in a hospital jacked up when you've been warned. Right? Anything else? Any questions? All right, all praises. All right, it's been a pleasure to serve you. This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But this is the last class of the marriage stuff. Let's say you can't ask questions, but coming next week, we're gonna start hitting some other topics. We'll go into some different things. You know what I mean? We'll get deeper into the scriptures. You know what I mean? We might go into the seals, right? And things of that sort, right?
You already got the topic for next week?
If you have something you would like to go, you can.
I like what you was touching on earlier about the financial.
Oh, financial wisdom? Okay. That's in the scriptures, all over the scriptures. You open the seals? We will love future prophecy. All right, but one of the two will come up. Either I'll go into the seals or I'll deal with financial wisdom. All right. So, any other questions? All right, all praises. I imagine Upanya Yerushalayim, standing for Jerusalem. Hold on, so. Hallelujah.
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 Hamashiach Fapala. Abiyanawa. Asherah. Yah. Hahawa'a. Bashemayim. Yakadasha. Yahaya. Shamka. Yahweh. Ba'a. Mamokatka. Yaisha. Ratazawanka. Ka. Bashemayim. Kan. Ba'arataza. Lafaf. Lanawa. Lacham. Ko. Yawam. Wasalachna. Chababat Yanawa. Baba'a. Salachna. Gum. Wa. La'a. Tabiyanawa. Al. Nasa. Aka. Latazayo. Lanawa. Man,
Man,
Harai,
Harai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hawa'a,
Hawa'a,
Ha,
Ha,
Mamokaf,
Mamokaf,
Ha,
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 Wa,
Wa,
Ha,
Ha,
Kabawad,
Kabawad,
Laiwalam,
Laiwalam,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Mashiach,
Mashiach,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Amen.
Amen. Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen.
For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Shema Mashak Yahushai, Duwarat Yad, Man.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Come here, Shwala.
Come here, Shwala.
Come here, Shwala.
Come here, Shwala.
All praises be to the Power of Abraham, Jacob, the Power of Israel, the water for everybody coming out, the water for the Most High. Blessing us with his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding concerning marriage. With the Most High continue to bless our minds and spirit to do thy will and thy way always. All this we ask in the name of thy Son, Mashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Shema Mashiach Yahushua. The one at the yard, Amen.
Amen.
Most High hand. Hallelujah. Tomorrow noon, Kushan, donations in the box in the back. That's what keeps the lights on. Don't forget Sunday. We have the Feast of Weeks to be held in Samuel DeVoe Park at 6th Street, 27th Ave. Don't miss it. Hope you're sure everybody online. To what for logging in. Shalom.